I was 19. A broke college dropout with a rusty sedan, a flip phone, and a job delivering pizzas for Marco's down on Elm. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid for gas, frozen burritos, and the occasional six-pack. Most nights were rinse and repeat, delivery after delivery to familiar faces. Same tired cul-de-sacs. Same faded welcome mats. Same old $3 tips. But one night stuck with me. The kind of night that crawls back into your thoughts when you're alone. The kind that reminds you the world isn't always what it seems. It started like any other shift. I got a small order around 9:30, just a chicken parm sub and a slice of pepperoni. The name on the ticket was M. Fletcher. No big deal. What caught my eye was the address, 1120, Ash Willow Lane. I didn't recognize it. Turned out to be a dead-end street on the edge of town. I punched it into the GPS and hit the road. Now, Ash Willow Lane wasn't like the other streets. The farther I drove, the fewer streetlights there were. The houses thinned out. Tall trees leaned over the road like they were trying to whisper something. I remember turning the corner onto Ash Willow and immediately feeling off. The kind of off that makes you check your rearview mirror twice. The air was heavy, like before a thunderstorm. I found the house easily. It was small, maybe a single level. Set way back from the road, almost swallowed by shadows. The porch light flickered dimly, barely illuminating the cracked steps. And right next to it, another house. But that one was different. It looked abandoned. The grass was waist-high. Windows boarded up. Bushes clawed across the walkway like they were trying to hold the house down. Two houses, side by side. One barely hanging on. The other already lost. I parked and grabbed the pizza bag. As I stepped out, the cicadas stopped. Just stopped. I didn't think much of it at the time. I walked to the porch. The door was open. Not wide, just a few inches. Enough to see that the hallway beyond was dark. Then I heard it. A piano. Soft. Uneven. It was playing this haunting little melody, slow, like a child practicing a lullaby, but with a couple wrong notes that made it feel wrong. I froze. Hello. I called out. Nothing. I rang the bell. No answer. Knocked. Still nothing. The piano kept playing. That same off-kilter tune, again and again. I figured maybe the customer was elderly, hard of hearing. I walked around the house to the backyard to knock on the back door. That's when I saw it. The yard was trashed. A rusted swing set bent sideways like something had crashed into it. Broken garden tools scattered across the grass. A tire half buried in the dirt. The back door was closed, but through the window, I could make out what looked like a mudroom, cluttered with old coats and boots. I knocked. Hard. Still nothing. The piano continued to play. Relentless. Like whoever was inside didn't care that someone was outside calling out their name. I walked back to the front, phone in hand, and called the shop to double-check the address. The manager confirmed it. That's the one, he said. M. Fletcher. So. I did something I wish I hadn't. I stepped inside. Pizza's here. I called out. That's when the piano stopped. Total silence. For a second, I thought maybe someone had finally heard me. Maybe they were on their way to the door. I waited. But then, from deeper inside, a voice called out. Over here. Then, like nothing had happened, the piano started again. Same melody. Same wrong notes. I stayed by the front door. Sir, I'm at the entrance. You can come get it from here. Another pause. Then the voice came again, slower this time. Yes, sorry. I have trouble walking. Could you bring it in here please? I hesitated. My stomach sank. Something in that voice didn't sit right. There was no strain, no cough, no old man wheeze. It was smooth. Flat. Like it had rehearsed those words. Still, part of me felt bad. Maybe the guy really was disabled. Maybe he did need help. What room are you in? I asked. Another long pause. Then. If you just walk through the living room. I'm in the dining room. I didn't want to go in. Every part of me screamed not to. But curiosity, that teenage, invincible kind of curiosity, got the better of me. I stepped through the hallway. The living room was dark. Heavy curtains sealed the windows. Dust hung in the air. Furniture was draped in sheets. I could just barely make out the shapes of couches and a cabinet. Then I saw the doorway to the dining room. The piano music was louder now. It echoed faintly through the old walls. I didn't go in. Instead, I leaned just far enough to peek around the corner. The dining room was empty. Well, almost. The piano sat against the far wall. But no one was playing it. The keys were moving on their own. No hands. No body. Just keys pressing down, one by one, like invisible fingers were dancing across them. And then, they stopped. No sound. No voice. Just an open, empty room staring back at me. I didn't say a word. Didn't scream. Didn't think. I turned around, fast, and walked straight out. Didn't shut the door gently. I slammed it. Locked my car the moment I was inside and tore down that street so fast I nearly ran a stop sign. When I got back to the shop, I dropped the pizza bag and told my manager, that place is empty. He raised an eyebrow. I didn't explain. No one ever called about the order. No complaints. No missed meal reports. But later that night, when I couldn't sleep, I looked up the address. The house had been foreclosed 3 months earlier. No power. No residents. No Mr. Fletcher. Supposed to be vacant. So whatever was playing that piano, whatever called me inside, wasn't supposed to be there. And I sure as hell wasn't supposed to follow the music. I never delivered to Ash Willow again. I never wanted to. Sometimes, when I'm driving late at night, I pass a street that looks just like it. Dark. Forgotten. Lined with trees that seem a little too still. And sometimes, just sometimes, if I turn the music off and listen real close, I swear I can still hear the piano.